Now let's get prepared to stay healthy.
To reduce your chance of catching or spreading COVID-19, practice these simple everyday preventative measures. Droplets can also land on surfaces, so ensure that you wash your hands frequently for a minimum of 20 seconds or sing the happy birthday song twice. Avoid touching your face, especially your eyes, nose, and mouth. If soap and water are not readily available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with an alcohol content between 60 and 90%. 70% is ideal.
When you cough or sneeze, cover your nose and mouth with a flexed elbow or a tissue. Dispose of the tissue immediately and then wash your hands. If you notice someone has a fever and cough or other symptoms of respiratory illness, avoid close contact when possible. Let's all do our part to ensure that each and every Grenadian remains healthy. Our health is our collective responsibility.
My name is Hollis Map. I perform around the world. And when I travel, I book with CaribJet.
Call CaribJet now. 100% Grenadian, operating 30 years plus.
Telephone number 439-4444 in Grenada or click caribjet.com. CaribJet, True Blue St. George's. The number one for travel.
The best option is drinking little or no alcohol this holiday season. Here are some tips to limit your alcohol consumption. Mix your own drinks so you can monitor how much you are drinking. The recommendation is no more than 1 drink a day for women and 2 for men. Avoid drinking on an empty stomach. Alternate alcoholic drinks with non-alcoholic ones. Drink slowly and stick with drinks that have lower alcohol content. The best option is drinking little or no alcohol this holiday season. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council.
Tired of car troubles, high upkeep charges, and unprofessional work? Well, I know a place that can meet all your vehicle needs. 1D's Tire Shop, located on the Maurice Bishop Highway, provides tire change, car wash, vehicle balancing, brake and oil change, inspection services, and tire pressure gauge instant reading. They also stock brand new and English used tires, Ovation brand, ranging from as low as $150, as well as great deals to suit your budget. They deliver the total car care and quality service to customers. Contact them on 458-1614 or 406-3355. They're open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, including weekends. Stop in with your car troubles and leave with your car superbly maintained. 1D's Tire Shop. Excellent service while beating any prices.
Spare the earth, always act when left. It's the MTV Evening News for Tuesday, the 11th of January, and coming up in our top stories, COVID-related deaths and hospitalization remain minimal. Health experts, though, speak on the symptoms to pay attention to when differentiating between COVID and the common cold. Tourism officials engage water taxi operators to iron out existing challenges, and in sport, Trinidad and Tobago Olympian Dion Lendor has passed away. We'll have details to those and other stories right after the break. Stay with us.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low?
For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
How do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Renlec, energizing our Grenada.
The first segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now, it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
With the news in detail, I'm Tony Julian. Grenada recorded 501 new positive cases on Monday, the 11th of January, bringing the total number of active cases on the island to 2,286. That's according to Senior Medical Officer Dr. Mayana Charles. And although there are significant increases in the number of positive cases recorded, it was still noted that the number of deaths and hospitalization remain minimal. Donella Holston has more.
According to Senior Medical Officer Dr. Mayana Charles, there are currently 6 people hospitalized due to COVID. However, 5 of them are not vaccinated and are suffering from COVID pneumonia. She noted, too, that there are other comorbidities found in these patients as well.
To note, 3 of the hospitalized cases have multiple comorbidities. 2 have 1 comorbidity. Also important to note, there is an additional person admitted to hospital for other reasons and incidentally tested positive for COVID-19. Now, in the face of an outbreak, this is something we expect, and this is something that we may see going forward. Persons coming in for other reasons and coincidentally testing positive for COVID-19.
For the year thus far, 1 death has been recorded, bringing the total deaths to 201. The SMO noted that only 32% of the total population is fully vaccinated, with 3.3% of the said vaccination receiving their booster shots.
Now we have 36,170 persons who are fully vaccinated, and that is 32% of our total population. In terms of our partially vaccinated population, there is 5,710 persons. So these are the persons who have received 1 dose of a 2-dose regimen, right? And that represents 5% of our total population. To date, we have administered 3,705 booster doses. This represents 3.3% of our total population. And the boosters, anybody who received an additional dose after completing their primary vaccine series.
Additionally, according to Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles, despite the hospitalization and death toll numbers being low, this is not a time to become complacent, as the country is still within its early stages of this wave. He warned of the importance of following the protocols in place, which includes the proper wearing of masks. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hosten.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health is engaged in widespread testing, and some people are trying to understand the difference between the common cold and COVID. However, health experts say attention should be placed on the following protocols.
Grenada is currently experiencing its second wave of COVID-19, and as predicted, a considerable number of people are becoming infected by the Omicron variant. As people turn out to get tested at various sites, the numbers are expected to increase. Health officials continue to warn that large gatherings and disobedience to the COVID-19 protocols is the perfect ingredient for super spreaders and clusters. Dr. Francis Martin has been weighing in on the increase in cases.
The rising cases means that we all have to follow the measures. As I've said to people before, I have been in the presence of people with COVID and never got COVID. So it means that being in the presence of someone with COVID does not automatically mean that you will get COVID from that person. What you have to do, if you have to drive to work in the day or drive a company vehicle or whatever it is, you follow the measures. Once you wear your mask properly, your hands sanitize, and I use the word practical distancing because in some instances it's not possible to have the 6 feet distancing. But the science is very clear that once you follow the measures of hand sanitization and proper wearing of face masks, you can safely get to and from work and safely protect yourself without having to put anyone at risk.
As health facilities and its personnel brace for any significant eventualities, they are also trying to manage the increased number of common flu reports which have some severe symptoms than the Omicron variant.
The truth is, to be able to identify the difference between viruses, especially respiratory viruses, can be quite challenging. And this is why a test is important. A test will determine whether it's a COVID or the influenza that you're having. What I can say for the current situation, however, is that many of the persons who are having COVID infections, the symptoms that they have are not very severe. Especially if they are vaccinated, the symptoms seems to be much less severe. Those who have the common cold, however, or the influenza, seems to be having a lot more significant symptoms, a lot more headaches and pains and a lot more coughing. And it speaks to the current science as we know it, where the Omicron variant is not as virulent as the others, but influenza or common cold will continue to be common cold.
Could there be some possibilities between the common cold and Omicron? Dr. Martin gave his perspective based on his observations.
So outside of a test, depending if you have very, very severe symptoms, it's probably more the common cold and influenza you're having than the COVID. And that is just simply from an observational standpoint while observing and testing the people that I've seen with increased acute viral illness over the last couple of weeks.
Dr. Martin also warns against self-treatment.
In this current environment, it's important not to just stay home and say, well, it's the influenza or the common cold I have. It's important to know the difference, because the way we treat with someone with a common cold or influenza right now is different to the way we treat with someone who is infected with COVID as far as quarantine and isolation is concerned.
Keishon Thomas, MTV News.
Some people who are said to have recovered from COVID may still have some lingering after effects. According to Dr. Mayana Charles, Senior Medical Officer, this is referred to as long COVID. And it is something that they are noticing on the island, as we now hear from Donella Hosten.
Health officials are saying that people need to be aware of the long-lasting and lingering effects of COVID-19, known as long COVID, which can affect them in many ways. During the weekly post-cabinet briefing, Senior Medical Officer Dr. Mayana Charles explained that this is similar to what happens when the body becomes infected with any other virus.
As we do know, not from COVID, but from other viruses, viruses do cause long-term complications. If you look at chikungunya, we still have people today who complain of arthritis or those symptoms, right? And when we look at other viruses, they are associated with a lot of, conditions and complications. For instance, one of the things that viruses are linked with are cancers. So we really don't know as it relates to COVID-19.
She continues to urge the public to adhere to the protocols. Long COVID, according to Dr. Charles, can be diagnosed in those who have passed the 3-week recovery time, but are still experiencing symptoms.
Continue to experience symptoms of COVID-19 after fully recovering, after being recovered, right? So after that recovery period has passed, persons continue to have symptoms. And the definition basically of that, or the time frame, usually is 3 weeks or more after being diagnosed with COVID-19.
She highlighted some of the symptoms that one may experience with long COVID.
Common symptoms persons are having here in Grenada of long COVID includes things like fatigue. So a lot of persons complain of just chronic fatigue. They're tired all the time. And these are persons who would have recovered 3 weeks or more after being infected. Another symptom that we see a lot, persons complaining of continuous difficulty breathing, right? And memory fog. So these are the common symptoms we see here in persons complaining of symptoms of long COVID.
Although cases of long COVID have been reported in Grenada, Dr. Charles says she is uncertain of the actual number. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
Some major improvements in hospital service throughout Grenada, meanwhile, are currently ongoing, while others are in the pipeline. Director of Hospital Services, Dr. Carol McIntosh, provided an insight on what can be expected.
There are currently some hospital-related projects in the works that Director of Hospital Service Dr. Carol McIntosh says will improve and enhance the operations at health facilities across the country. There are some upgrades taking place at adult nursing facilities, including the Monkey and Richmond Hill homes.
A lot of the different things that's continuing to do is like the nursing home is adding on its nursing station, having private curtains to privatize each patient in their area, as well as increasing the staff. That is key for Richmond Home. And for people, there's still no visitors, but the people there, I think there's just a breath of sunshine for them. For Mount Gay, the psychiatric hospital, one of the key things that we're saying for 2022 moving on is to put mental health in the forefront, for people to be more comfortable to talk about mental health and mental disease and how do you manage it.
According to the Director of Hospital Service, Phase 2 of the General Hospital is soon to be completed.
So our 3rd floor is in place. Our 2nd floor with lab still has some more construction to go, but most of the equipment's inside. And as you said, the PCR testing is going on site. And people can come up and wait to have other tests done at that site. And we're continuing to move people over. Once we move them fully over, then we can start saying that we can address lab services at Princess Alice and Princess Royal. Okay? And then A&E and the ground floor, we still need to make sure that we have the connection of the corridor back to the general hospital to allow for patients to have that direct transport. At this present time, we're completing one portion of the corridor. That's the corridor from Phase 2 to the kitchen. That one is underway right now and should be completed within the next 4 to 6 weeks. That would allow for communication for the nurses to be able to walk across into their administrative offices, which is on top of the kitchen. And then they will start the completion of from the kitchen to the general hospital.
The dialysis and x-ray services are also part of the improvement projects. Dr. McIntosh gave an update on these services.
So for the dialysis, most definitely, for our hemodialysis, we have a project. The contract that we have is that we got the 5 units with service and maintenance. Okay. And it's to their advantage, the company's advantage, to make sure these units stay up and running. So they don't want it to go down because then it's a problem. That's part of the contract that we have with getting these units in. So the service and maintenance automatically comes. It's like when you buy a car. You want to know what's the warranty and when's my next tune-up, when's my next... We need to do that with every single piece of unit that comes in. Okay, what do we do next? So that we don't fall into that.
Kishon Thomas, MTV News.
The president of the Water Taxi Association met with officials at the Grenada Tourism Authority on Tuesday, one day that would be after they held mini protests on Grandhands Beach to discuss a way forward. For more than 2 years, taxi operators have been jobless due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and according to them, they have done all that is required by officials.
The Grenada water taxi operators can now earn an income after more than 2 years. The operators, along with the president of the Grenada Water Taxi Association, met with the CEO of the Grenada Tourism Authority, Petra Roach, to discuss the way forward. The men are now required to present proof of vaccination to the authority and then return to normal operations.
I think the outcome was kind of very fruitful and successful, and we come to some common understanding and what had to happen and what should be done and the way forward. In order to, well, how are we going to proceed and how are we going to work and things like that. So, and they have given us the assurance that we have to bring in some of the status and things like that. So, and then when we bring in the status immediately, then we will officially start working and things like that, which I think it is very good. One of the members said, well, look, you could start bringing in from today so that they could compile everything like that, so, and then to get moving. So the quicker we bring in the status, then we will be able to move as fast as we bring it in, right? So everything is conformed and we are on our way.
That was the president of the Grenada Water Taxi Association, Emmanuel Fleming, who says while the situation could have been resolved earlier, they are happy for the resolution.
It should have happened sooner. As I mentioned to them, it had reached to that stage where we have to go publicly, all because of lack of information. And when we're seeking information, the information was not forthcoming. Then we had us to also take this step in order for the information to come. And as we took that step, the information come. It might have been harsh, it might have been hard. Well, I would say, would apologize for all the harshness and things like that. So, but this is what brings out what you need to know.
Other members are pleased with the outcome of the meeting.
We met with the CEO and our colleagues, and we agree on what we decided, what we wanted. It's going to happen, and we're very happy about it. And we commend them, and we will try and work together from now onward.
Well, for me, it wasn't really a meeting. Just they just come to tell us that I mean, based on what transpired yesterday, it's really hot. It's always it really hurt them. So they try to take a little shame off from them. So they decided to interact with the president last night immediately. So now they tell us, well, a little stipulation with the Welcome Center, the people coming out to make sure that the people that stay within the bubble, that they are within the bubble. So we have to ensure now that the people that come in, our passengers, come out and stick with the passengers. Do not mix with the local people thrown along this corridor, which is going to be a little bit difficult. But the bottom line is that they give us some positive word.
Nikita Hostin, MTV News.
That's the first segment of news. We'll be right back with you after the break.
The first segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now, it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
When a loved one passes.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere.
Do you think you can cook? Register now for the second annual MTV Maggie Independence Cook and Win competition. For registration details, contact 440-8171.
Is on. We all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
Gifts of love with dread, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with dread.
We're bringing you gifts of love with cheer at the Communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the Communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with joy.
Welcome back. The president of the Public Workers Union, or PWU, has been throwing his solidarity support to the country's media workers. Brian Grimes, in a recent interview, said while the Public Workers Union does not legally represent media workers, that there is a noticeable deterioration of the media landscape. He said if not addressed, it would have a negative impact on society.
If the media, as the fourth estate, apart from the judiciary, the legislative, and the executive, right? As the fourth estate, they are the fourth estate in our country. If they are not operating at a high level, you will see the increase in corruption, you will see a lack of accountability, and a general deterioration in our society.
While praising former media colleagues for their sterling contribution in previous years, Grimes said the morale of media workers must be lifted.
I'm just speaking about media workers because in relating to them, listening to their cries, I realize this is a very, very serious issue and one that must be looked into. Otherwise, you will have a situation where the only place you can get news is on social media with no authenticity, no professionalism. So we have to guard against this if we want to have our society on a certain level. I would just want to implore and ask workers across the board, across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, in all fraternities, in all industries, in all fields, to stay united.
Tuesday, the 12th of January, marked the opening of the law year 2022 of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. with a virtual special sitting under the theme The ECSC, Reimagining the Justice System in the Era of COVID-19 and Beyond. Dame Janice Pereira gave the opening speech, highlighting the newly implemented measures put in place due to the COVID pandemic, and all aimed at improving the court system, as we hear from Donella Hostin.
The onset of COVID has caused a significant transformation within the court systems in the Eastern Caribbean. And this was highlighted during a special virtual sitting of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court opening of Law Year 2022. During this special virtual sitting under the theme, the ECSC, Reimaging the Justice System in the Era of COVID-19 and Beyond, Chief Justice of the Eastern Supreme Court, Dame Janice Pereira, referenced some of the changes brought about due to the pandemic, forcing the court to transition to a virtual platform.
It is the case that the pandemic has created considerable challenges for the administration of justice across the globe, and indeed without exception for the functioning of all courts. It has forced us as a court to see and engage in the virtual world, and in you redefining your views of courts, no longer being seen so much as a place, but more so as a service.
Dame Pereira stated that this is a much welcomed transformation. She says digitally driven courts will be critical even beyond the pandemic.
It is, I think, fair to say that as COVID-19 lingers on, and even beyond the pandemic, digitally driven courts will be critical to the continued administration of justice. Courts around the world have arrived at the same conclusion, that digitally operated courts and services are here to stay.
His Honor, Teddy St. Louis, Grenada's Chief Magistrate, during his bar address, shared the experience of Grenada's transition to using the online platform, which was well embraced.
The sudden challenge was how to ensure that the magistracy continued to function despite the necessary lockdowns under the global pandemic. We did not have to look far for a solution to this problem. Our neighbors to the south, Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana, already embrace online technology at the magistrate courts. Our very own CCJ have been utilizing technology to better offer litigants access to justice and enabling lawyers to appear before the CCJ remotely.
These platforms are designed to create a more accessible justice system for all. A special church service was held in the British Virgin Islands to mark the commencement of the Law Year 2022. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
Overcoming our adversity, safeguarding livelihood, and protecting our future. That's the theme for Grenada's 48th Independence celebrations. The launch of Grenada's 48th Independence was held on Tuesday at the Ministerial Complex, as we hear from Nikita Hostin.
For the second straight year, Grenadians will have to enjoy the 2022 Independence celebrations virtually. Activities to commemorate this year's anniversary was officially launched today. The 48th anniversary will take place under the theme Overcoming Our Adversity, Safeguarding Livelihoods, Protecting Our Future. Culture Minister Yolande Bain-Horsford said that the COVID-19 pandemic has drastically reduced the festivities that take place during the independence period. She said that the decision has become necessary to minimize COVID-19 spread in the population.
Independence would be celebrated mainly via virtual means this year, as it was last year. It is imperative that although we enjoy Independence 2022, we do so in the safest possible manner. Independence is a time to show love for country. The displays of love using the colors of our flag, leading up to and during the celebration of independence, is truly remarkable and is a spectacle in itself.
Minister Bain-Horsford challenged the business owners to adorn their buildings with the national colors.
I want to urge the business sector to be more patriotic. Show your patriotism because we can congregate, we can come out as we would like to. But if you put up the colors and you put up your flags, every business house should have a flag, should be flying the nation flag high, and should have buntings and decorating the buildings. If you travel, you see that's happening all over the world. And so I'm making a plea here for the business sector. Next 2 years, we're celebrating 50 years. And we want to get everybody on board. Everybody should be involved. We shouldn't be even talking about it. That is a natural thing.
Nikita Houston, MTV News.
2 men were nabbed at Raton Beach, St. Patrick, with a total of 114 pounds of compressed cannabis, with an estimated street value of $258,552 EC dollars. Victor Vespri, 42, a fisherman of St. Patrick, and Jazani and David, 51-year-old Vincentian national residing at golf course in St. George, were detained and are assisting police with the investigation, while 1 man remains at large. The men, along with the drugs, were discovered at the said beach on Saturday, the 8th of January, during an operation by officers attached to the Drug Squad, Sauters Police Station, and Rapid Response Unit, RRU. A fishing vessel was also confiscated. Police investigations continue. Foreign Affairs Minister Peter David represented Grenada at the 22nd meeting of foreign ministers of the Community of Latin America and the Caribbean States, or CELAC, in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Among the main items on the agenda were the presentation of the achievements of the outgoing pro tempore presidency held by Mexico during the period 2020 to 2021, the transfer of the presidency to Argentina. In his address to the meeting, Dr. Didacus Jules began by expressing an appreciation for the assistance provided to the OECS region by members of the CELAC body in the region's fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Dr. Jules highlighted the necessity at a political level of agreeing on a rationalization and more effective coordination of the regional infrastructure to allow CELAC to be more focused and effective. The OECS Director General expressed the OECS's full support and commitment to the 15-point agenda proposed by Argentina, and within these proposals, highlighting those of the greatest urgency to the OECS. These included post-COVID inclusive economic reconstruction, the healthcare strategy, comprehensive disaster risk management, education, transformation, environmental action, and climate change. Also, food security, enhanced regional connectivity. There was also digital transformation. Foreign ministers from Antigua, Barbuda, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines were also present at the meeting. That's the second segment of news. We'll have news from across the region when we return.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
Gifts of love with Trend, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with Trend.
We're bringing you gifts of love with cheer at the Communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the Communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with Trend.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Do you think you can cook? Register now for the second annual MTV Maggie Independence Cook and Win competition. For registration details, contact 440-8171.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Arizo. Arizo is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
Welcome back. It's time now for news from across the region with Keyshawn Thomas.
With the regional news, I am Keyshawn Thomas. In a statement, the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard said while conducting patrols of the south coast of Trinidad, the TTTS Scarborough detected a vessel after it had crossed the border of Trinidad and Tobago from Venezuela. Searches of the area were conducted where luggage and other personal belongings were discovered. The Coast Guard said these searches led to the discovery of 18 people attempting to illegally enter Trinidad and Tobago. It added that they have since been detained and processed in accordance with health and immigration protocols. The union representing lecturers at the University of the West Indies, MONA, has agreed to suspend its industrial action with the expectation of concluding negotiations without further delays. On Friday, more than 800 lecturers at the UWI voted to go on strike with immediate effect, citing their frustration with the university's failure to settle a remuneration dispute. A report of the Jamaica Gleaner said representatives from the university and the West Indies group of university teachers met Monday to discuss the outstanding items, including the matter of 4% salary item. According to the UWI, several advancements were made in relation to key outstanding claim items, including the salary issue. Consequently, WIGUT agreed to suspend its industrial action. Relatives and members of the Calypso fraternity turned up at the grandstand in Queen's Park, Savannah, on Monday to bid farewell to Clifton Rand, the mighty bomber. We get more in this report from TTT News.
Herbert Ryan, the mighty bomber, was born on January 30th, 1928 in Grenada to a Trinidadian father and a Grenadian mother. With only a standard 3 education, the mighty bomber won his first calypso competition before becoming a teenager.
He was also a boxer and a tailor. He was given the sobriquet Bomber after he won his first calypso competition at the age of 12 and repeated this feat 7 years consecutively.
The mighty bomber migrated to Trinidad in 1956 in pursuit of his girlfriend, and that was the inspiration for one of his greatest hits, Joan and James.
His calypso career never went a-begging as he won the coveted Calypso King competition in 1964, dethroning the mighty Sparrow, the Calypso King of the world, performing his two ditties, Bomber's Dream and the ever-popular Joan and James, commonly known as Dying Dying and Five Little Popos from Lavanti.
The prolific composer was described as a social scientist.
His quips on the state of society, his commentary on the state of the country, done sometimes in humor and others in serious social commentary, would remain timeless and is really worth a study in his art and in his poetry.
In the Calypso fraternity, the mighty bomber trained many young men and women in the art of composing and singing. He also assisted the Northwest Laventille cultural movement for many years. Karen Cozier-Phillip, TTT News.
A 57-year-old U.S. man has become the first person in the world to get a heart transplant from a genetically modified pig. Doctors say David Bennett is doing well 3 days after the experimental 7-hour procedure in Baltimore. We have more in this report.
That is the heart of a genetically engineered pig.
The organ looks perfect.
Can I get 2 regular? Surgeons in Baltimore went to work Friday, transplanting that heart into a 57-year-old man with life-threatening heart disease, whose unique condition meant he wasn't eligible for a human heart transplant.
He said to me 2 very important things. He said, I don't want to die. And he said, if I do, maybe you'll learn something to help others.
The groundbreaking surgery lasted 8 hours.
The animal heart was functioning, by my eye at least, just about as normal as we could have expected.
The heart transplant comes just months after surgeons in New York successfully attached the kidney of a genetically modified pig to a woman who'd suffered brain death. In order to use both the kidney and heart, doctors knocked out certain pig genes that often lead to rejection. The man's body could still reject the heart, but for now, it's doing everything it should while pumping new hope into the future of organ transplants. Christine Birak, CBC News, Toronto.
And that was the latest news across the region. I am Kishon Thomas.
This is the MTV Evening News. We'll be back with you after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Arizo. Arizo is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are next.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere.
Tired of car troubles, high upkeep charges, and unprofessional work? Well, I know a place that can meet all your vehicle needs. 1D's Tire Shop, located on the Maurice Bishop Highway, provides tire change, car wash, vehicle balancing, brake and oil change, inspection services, and tire pressure gauge instant reading. They also stock brand new and English used tires, Ovation brand, ranging from as low as $150, as well as great deals to suit your budget. They deliver the total car care and quality service to customers. Contact them on 458-1614 or 406-3355. They're open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, including weekends. Stop in with your car troubles and leave with your car superbly maintained. 1D's Tire Shop. Excellent service while beating any prices.
Holy Natural Spring Water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Coming up in sport, Trinidad and Tobago Olympian Dion Lendor has died. Good evening to you, sporting fans. Here's Keyshawn Thomas with this evening's sporting highlights.
And now with the sporting details, I am Keyshawn Thomas. Trinidad and Tobago Olympian Dion Lendor has died. The 400-meter sprinter, it is being reported, died in a car accident in Texas. The news making the rounds on social media just before midnight Monday. The 44.36-second runner who made his mark at his first Olympic Games in London 2012 helped announce Trinidad and Tobago as one of the new hubs of 400-meter sprinting as the quartet minded bronze in the event. Lendor went on to represent Trinidad and Tobago at Olympic Games in Rio 4 years later and again in Tokyo just last year. Lendor also won for Trinidad and Tobago a silver medal at the IAAF World Championships of Athletics, achieving the feat again in the 4x4 in 2015. Helping Trinidad and Tobago to pull together strong teams seemed to be one of Lendor's strongest suits, as he also played a big part in another 4x400 bronze medal, this time at the Pan Am Games in 2019. The one-lap sprinter also excelled indoors, winning 3 bronze medals at the World Indoor Championships. As a college student, Lendor enjoyed huge success at the NACAC level, winning the Bowman Award in 2014 as part of the famous Texas A&M University track team. Meanwhile, Kirani James, Grenadian gold medalist, expressed sadness on the passing of the Trinidad Olympian. According to James, at a loss of words right now about this tragic event. Quoting, "I've known Dion since our days as youth athletes at Carifta Games, and I've also considered those competed in that era as still doing it today to have a special bond. You are such a great person to be around, to compete against. You were humble and always kept the room light. My condolences go out to your family and loved ones. You are gone too soon, my brother. Rest in eternal peace." End of quote. Over to cricket. Cricket West Indies and Cricket Ireland issued a joint statement after 2 further positive COVID-19 cases were reported in Ireland camp following the recent testing, and 2 players being ruled out due to injury, resulting in Ireland having a severely depleted squad. The second CG Insurance one-day international schedule for Sabina Park on Tuesday, January 11th, has therefore been postponed. CWI and CI are in discussions to review the match schedule and are working to explore all possibilities for the series to be completed. The 5 members of the Ireland team who have returned positive COVID results remain in isolation under the care and supervision of the medical teams. Further updates will be provided as soon as possible. And finally, in the sports, Ross Taylor ended his Test career by taking the winning wicket as New Zealand beat Bangladesh by an innings and 117 runs to draw the series. Taylor took just his 3rd Test wicket to remove Ibadat Hussain with the part-time off spin and wrap-up victory in the 2nd Test in Christchurch. The 2-match series is drawn 1-1 after the tourists' shock win over the world champions in the 1st Test. Quoting, "It's a great way to finish," said Taylor, 37. "I wanted to finish with a win, and the guys definitely gave it to me. It was an emotional game for me and my family." End of quote. Taylor finishes his 112-match Test career as New Zealand's highest run scorer in the format, with 7,686 runs, including 1900s, at an average of 44.66. He will end his Black Caps career with 6 one-day internationals against Australia and the Netherlands between January and April. Taylor was given a guard of honor by Bangladesh on his way to the crease on day 2 for what proved to be his final Test innings, in which he scored 28 as the hosts made 521 for 6 declared. That was your sporting details. I am Kishon Thomas.
Thank you, Keyshawn. And we'll have the public forecast information for you. Also a recap of the main stories right after the break.
MTV Weather is brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Each of us has a role in Grenada's successful recovery. Our future is promising. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good evening once again, viewers, with Tuesday night's weather forecast and meteorologist Dwayne Williams. Some scattered cloudiness throughout the Eastern Caribbean today, bringing 1 or 2 widely scattered showers, mostly in inland areas. Some of those occurred over the northern, over the Leeward Islands, mostly in the vicinity of Antigua. We did see 1 or 2 here also in our area. There's some slight haze in the Atlantic, no other major features at the moment. The winds are easing, mostly during the nighttime. Temperatures also are rising there slightly, not as cool as it has been before. Right now, just a few patches of low-level moisture moving through the area. They will continue to bring us a few brief isolated showers during the nighttime. That is the forecast for Tuesday night. A few early showers, then conditions would improve. About a 50% chance of that happening. The winds would come in from the northeast to between 8 and 18 miles per hour, minimum around 23. Of course, if you are in inland areas, it will drop a little, maybe around 22. The moon rose this afternoon at 1:15. It's going to set tomorrow morning at 2:04. Some isolated showers are likely on Wednesday, but these will be very brief and very light. They wouldn't dominate, however. Generally fair conditions would prevail most of the time. Winds would remain northeasterly between 12 and 24 miles per hour with moderate to choppy seas, 5 to 7 foot waves. Sunrise is at 6:31, sunset at 5:59. It's still going to be a high of 33. It will feel more like 36. Isolated showers are in the forecast for both Port of Spain and Bridgetown. The sunshine continues in Kingston. Rain for Miami, partly cloudy in both New York and London. New York is warming up a bit. Here at home, generally fair conditions through to the start of the weekend. The temperatures will still climb in the daytime to around 33, 34. By Saturday afternoon into Sunday, there is a strong possibility that we could see some cloudiness rolling in and a possibility of 1 or 2 showers then. That's it for Tuesday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Join me again on Wednesday.
MTV Weather was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
To end the news, a recap of the headlines. COVID-related deaths and hospitalization remain minimal, but health experts have spoken on the symptoms to pay attention to when differentiating between COVID and the common cold. Tourism officials have engaged water taxi operators to iron out existing challenges. And in sport, Trinidad and Tobago Olympian Dion Lendor has died. We've had details to those and other stories, a look to at the public forecast information. Now, as we continue to do our part to minimize the spread of COVID-19, let's remember to follow all protocols as outlined by health officials. Wear masks, sanitize, and maintain social distancing. Using approved medication to build our immune systems, that's also recommended. All for now, on behalf of the news and production departments, I'm Tony Julian. We all thank you for watching and wish you a good night.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Veronica Winifred Collins, also known as Winifred Andrew, of Mount Royal Carriacou, passed away on Saturday, 25th December 2020.
more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Daily Cash 4 evening draw for today, Tuesday, January 11th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me again is Ms. Jocelyn Clark from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in an accountable manner. And the game balls with industry standards and in no way tampered with. This time, your tickets are ready. It's Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Let's find out what this evening's winning numbers will be. Good luck. First up for this evening is check your tickets in the meantime. First number is 3, second number is 0, third number up. Third number is also 0, fourth final number is 4. Let's recap those numbers. It's on the screen. First number is 3, the second 0, third 0, fourth and final is 4. So that's 3, 0, 0, and 4. Congratulations, all winners. Stay tuned, get a play with you up next. We'll see you soon.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4. Every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Playway Evening Draw for today, Tuesday, January 11th, 2022. I am Anisha Charles. With me once again is Ms. Jocelyn Clark from PKF Accountants and Business Advisors, whose purpose is to ensure that this show is conducted in an accountable manner, and the game balls with industry standards and in no way tampered with. Let's play Playway, value your dreams, own your way. Good luck. This evening's winning Playway number is, check your tickets. This evening's winning Playway number is 32. Let's recap the number, 3232. 32 represents the dream symbol, dirty water. Congratulations, all the winners of this evening's Playway draw. When you play all the games of the National Lotteries Authority supports sports, culture, and nation building. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Maximize your advertising dollar. Admire your growth. Only with MTV, Magic FM, and the Grenada Informer. Contact our marketing department on 440-8171 or 444-1413.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Veronica Winifred Collins, also known as Winifred Andrew, of Mount Royal, Carriacou, passed away on Saturday 25th December 2021 at the age of 68. She was the mother of Royston Thomas, Indira and Imran Andrew, all in the USA, Desiree, Wendy, Livingston and Akibo Andrew in Carriacou, grandmother of Cayenne Antonio, Shanice Arthur, Akim Andrew in the USA, Kashila, Allert, Nasri, Suarez, Amaris, Liam and Ava Andrew, sister of Flora and Loretta Modeste, Daphne Joseph and Mary in the UK, Peter Collins in the USA, Maxie and Nikki in the UK, mother-in-law of Natasha Andrew and Alison Antonio in the USA, aunt of many including Jashaka, Kira, Annette, Oscar, Roger and Stephen Andrew, Aaliyah and Ziana Lewis, Cardin and Vicklin, and many others too numerous to mention. Other relatives and friends including the Collins and Andrew families of Mount Royal and Top Hill, Victoria Jones and family, Sylvia Coy and family, Neil Charles, Misslyn Montrose, Joyce Lendor, Rudolph Ray, Marlene Thomas, Phyllis Mathurin, Roland Engine Joseph, Louise George and members of the Spiritual Baptist community in Carriacou, neighbours of Mount Royal and Top Hill, and surrounding areas too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Veronica Winifred Collins, also known as Winifred Andrew, of Mount Royal Carriacou, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to LaCour Brothers Funeral Homes. Adrian Cleophas Smart, also known as Butu, of Molyneux St. George, passed away on Tuesday 28th December 2021 at the age of 65. Left to mourn his father Cleophas Augustus Edwards, close and dear friend Claudine Nicholas, children Rowan and Wendell Nicholas and Sheena Muriel Joseph, grandchildren Rayon, Ruel, Aria, Adele, Ariel, Aidan and Diwan, brothers Godwin Smart and Christopher Edwards, aunts and uncles Gloria, Anjo, Humphrey, Teresa and Harrington, daughters-in-law Riccadonna and Anika, son-in-law Dellen, niece and nephews Nikki, Shane and Keyshawn, close friends Rolda, Mello, Zach, Raj and Patrick, many other relatives and friends including the Nicholas family of Molyneux, the Ferguson family, the Harris, Henry and Modeste families, the Murrell family of New Hampshire, the Edwards family of Coast Guard, the Burrows family, the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union, and friends and neighbours of Molyneux, Happy Hill, Grand Mall and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Adrian Cleophas Smart, also known as Butu, of Molyneux St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. George Everell John, also known as Happy, of Douglaston, St. John, who resided at Happy Hill, St. George, passed away on Thursday, 16th December 2021, at the age of 63. He was the father of Neva Lewis, Kellon Charles, also known as Smalley, Kellon Thomas, and Satira Frederick, also known as Cutie. Grandfather of Danica, Tanila, Trevon, Dexton, Shermia, and Brittany Lewis, Dania Frederick, Xavier, and Jahriel Noel. Great-grandfather of Daniel and Kimo Lewis. Brother of Stephen John, Michael John, also known as Bug, Devon and Francis John, Brenda John Collins, and Cassandra John. Brother-in-law of Evelyn Collins. Nephew of Jermaine Cato, Patrice, and Frederick John. Uncle of Indra and Jamie John, Christel Jeffrey, Jade Duncan, Avelle Collins, Aria and Ariel John, Dwayne John, Wayne Bobby John, Mishon Duncan, Emon John, and Caleb Sanderson. Grand-uncle of Rihanna John, Talisha Francis, and Deshaun Henry. Cousin of Naya Joseph. Many other relatives and friends, including Zach Smith and family, George Roberts, Wendy John and family, the Richardson family, Wayne Waggy T. Redhead, Ernest Benjamin and family, the Charles family of Grenville, Jason Stanisclaus, Ray Roberts, members of the Grenada Table Tennis Association, John Branch, the Peters and Collins families, Lucia Lewis, and friends and neighbors of Grove and Happy Hill. The funeral of the late George Everell John, also known as Happy, of Douglaston, St. John, who resided at Happy Hill, St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Sean McKee, also known as Plucky, of St. Jules Street, St. George's, passed away on Saturday, 18th December 2021, at the age of 41. He was the son of Ewart McBurney in Canada and Yvette Noel, grandson of Cynthia McBurney in the USA, grandnephew of Edith McBurney, stepson of Fred Noel and Margaret McBurney in Canada, brother of Gwendolyn Bartholomew, Judah Mugler Westwood, Dean and Devon McKee in the USA, Keisha and Courtney McBurney in Canada, and Dakota McKee in Germany. Adopted brother of Latoya Anderson. Nephew of Yolande Williams, Pamela Jeremiah, Anthea, Ralph and Michael, Alva McKee, Mervyn Haynes, Johnny, Peter and George Francis, and Sheridan McBurney in England, Stephen McBurney and Emmanuel Williams in the USA. Uncle of Nigel, Devontae and Trey McKee. Brother-in-law of Eugene Charles. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Parshawn Haynes, Kia Williams, Elisha Edwards, Kendon and Kieron Bernard, Denise, Danielle and Kenneth Patrice, Jill Louison, Jenny Francis, Stephanie Bascom, Jamon Cox, Bradley and Louise McBurney, Perron Johnson and family, Jasmine Ferguson and family, Marion Donald and family, Kareem Salhab and family, Bernadine Charles and family, Rosalind Morris and family, Monique Hodges and family, Joyce Phillip and Barbara Bell, the Roberts, Williams, Hood and Redhead families of River Road, the Celestine family of Laborie, Mary Duncan, Suzanne Henry, the Grant family of Lucas Street, Miss Elvira, Yellow, Sparrow and the boys on Cemetery Hill and Four Roads, the management and staff of George F. Huggins Distribution Center, and friends and neighbors of Jubilee Street, Cemetery Hill, Williamson Road, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Sean McKee, also known as Plucky, of St. Jules Street, St. George's, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Bernadette Rona Superville of New Hampshire, St. George, who resided in Canada, passed away on Monday, 22nd November 2021, at the age of 70. She was the wife of Harold Paul, mother of Avian, Margaret, Ronald, and Dornette Superville, grandmother of Greg, Clint, Brittany, Carl, Gabriel, Malcolm, Jada, Trey, Tyrell, Aria, Sierra, Tristan, Ricardo, Nia, and Christopher, great-grandmother of 7, sister of Alfonso Santa Charles, Leroy Bull Lecret, Christopher, also known as Jeffrey, Roosevelt, also known as Woozy, Byron, also known as Nancy, Clement, also known as Tredo, Valerie, Ian and Richard Lecret, Brian Ford, Morris Bull Williams, and Maria Bell. Aunt of many, including Garfield, Maria, Lisa, Shermian, Cassandra, Deandra, Sonita, and Ronnie. Sister-in-law of Selma Charles, Lydia Superville, and Evelyn Brightus Thomas. Cousin of many, including Lorna Charles, Tiny Samuel, Catherine Superville, Sonia Hector, Bryna, and Vera Aline. Other relatives and close friends, including the Superville family of New Hampshire, Brazan, and in Trinidad, the Lecret family of River Road, the Charles, Cooper, Telesford, Frank, Roberts, and Bartholomew families of New Hampshire, the Haynes family of Cotton Bailey, the Batiste family of Willis, Anthony Isaac, Babsy, Peter, Ingrid, Veron Lewis Marshall, the Samuel family of Belmont, Carol Hyacinth, Evelyn Purcell and family, neighbours and friends of New Hampshire and surrounding areas, in Trinidad, Canada, and the USA. The funeral of the late Bernadette Rona Superville of New Hampshire, who resided in Canada, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Royston Ashley Theophilus James, also known as Meringue of Paddock St. George's, died on December 20th, 2021, at the age of 63. He was the brother of Reverend Dr. Leslie R. James, residing in Indiana, USA, Vaughn James, Minister Stephanie James Alban, residing in New York, USA, Peggy Boyd, Sandra James, residing in Toronto, and Teresa Fleming, residing in Trinidad and Tobago. Uncle of Ryan and Jonathan Boyd, Jody Francis, Stephel Alban, Leslie Ann, Vaughnell, Robert, and Gemini James. Great-grand-uncle of 11. Brother-in-law of Sidney Boyd, Caroline James, Hallman Alban, and Elliot Fleming. Close friends Alvin Clouden, Douglas Hood, and Clement Noel. Many other family and friends, including the Alexis James family of Mount Airy St. Paul's, the Findlay family of Springs, Gloria Payne Banfield, the Lahey Constantine family of the Caronage, Miss Madeline Batiste, and neighbours and friends of Paddock, home and abroad. The funeral service and interment of the late Royston Ashley Theophilus James, also known as Meringue of Paddock St. George's, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Raymond Thomas, also known as Mouseman, of Mount Gay St. George, passed away on Monday 27th December 2021 at the age of 45. He was the son of Ina Thomas, brother of Wendy Thomas Frank in the USA and Ray Thomas in Grenada, uncle of Denisha and Nisha Frank, Dennis Frank Jr., and Raisha Thomas, nephew of Youthlyn Mitchell and Ruth Telesvad, brother-in-law of Dennis. Other relatives and friends, including Lenny Anthony, May Wayne, the Frank family of Carriacou, and friends and relatives of Mount Gay, St. George, La Poterie, and Ladique St. Andrew, in the USA, Canada, England, Barbados, and Trinidad. The funeral of the late Raymond Thomas, also known as Mouseman of Mount Gay St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Cyril Oliver Martin Duncan of Old Westerhold St. David passed away on Tuesday 28th December 2021 at the age of 94. He was the husband of Annie Joyce Duncan. Children Cecil, Stephanie, Glenda, Yoland, Carol, and Hensley. Grandchildren Devon, Devonay, Danny, Matthew, Andrew, Nathan, Samantha, Heather, Alex, Malcolm, Joshua, Sarah, and Gary. Sons and daughters-in-law, Terence Wright, Lawrence George, Joseph Moorman, Kenrick Patris, David Belashthi, Vernet Duncan, and Joan Duncan. Many nieces and nephews, including Adrian Alexander, William Shares, Greta Shares Wright, Christopher Shares, Richard Duncan, Brian Hurst, Philip Gittins, Ivan Duncan, Betty, Anthony, and Judy Backer. Caregivers Angeles Regis and Stacey Ann Harris. Other relatives and friends including Jasmine Redhead, Eura St. Bernard, Annie Bain and family, the Honorable Yewland Bain Horsford and family, Joan Griffith and family, Julian and Helen Emanuel and family, Mr. and Mrs. Jim Sen and family, Nola Ned and family, Danber de la Moth and family, Evelyn and Joyce Snack, the Duncan, Shares, Patris, Gittins, Salem and Connaught families, Father Roland Mark and family, the parishioners of St. Paul's and St. David's Anglican churches, and the community of Old Westerhall. The funeral of the late Cyril Oliver Martin Duncan of Old Westerhall St. David will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Kevin Georgie Matheson, also known as Kunta, of 6 Roads Carriacou, passed away on Monday 3rd January 2022 at the age of 69. He was the husband of Edel Matheson in the USA, father of Shay, Nia, Kiva, and Kevina Matheson, Chemo Pair and Francine Clement, grandfather of Nakenya, Elijah, Kayla, Alexandra, Lil Kayla, Xavier Emmanuel, Kimora, and Miracle, great-grandfather of Keziah, brother of Donald, Augustine, Christine, Phyllis, Frankie, and Enid, adopted brother of Adela Joseph, uncle of many. Other relatives and friends including the Matheson families, numerous cousins and friends, neighbors of 6 Roads, Brunswick, and surrounding areas too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Kevin Georgie Matheson, also known as Kunta, of 6 Roads Carriacou, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Sir Carlisle Green of Guelph, who resided in Palmies, St. John, died on Tuesday, the 21st of December 2021, at the age of 89. He survived by his wife, Lady Norma Green, née Decoto, father of Corinne Dabrio, Carlisle Jr., and daughter-in-law Levita, Susan Marshall and son-in-law Mervyn, Patricia Carter and son-in-law Michael, Roseanne Redhead and son-in-law Joseph, grandfather of 18, great-grandfather of 10, brother of Florence Gasparez and Neville Green, brother-in-law of Cecil Decoto, many nieces and nephews in Grenada, Trinidad, Canada, the US, and the UK, including Ingrid Green, caregivers Joy Ned, Donette Samuel, Janice Antoine, and Royal Mark, many cousins in Grenada and abroad, including Anna Glean, George Glean, Alfred Glean, and Jessel Charles, the Glean, McBarnett, Alexis, Benjamin, Elias, Walker, Francis, Charles, Decoto, and Clara families, friends and neighbors throughout Grenada and in Barbados and the diaspora. An evening prayer of the church, followed by tributes for the late Sir Carlisle Green of Guelph, who resided in Palmy St. John, will be offered at 6 p.m. on Monday the 17th of January at St. Peter's Roman Catholic Church, Guelph, St. John, and can be viewed on media platforms of Good News Catholic Communications. The funeral service will be held privately, and the funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
John Kennedy Belforn of Mount William St. Patrick, who resided in Brooklyn, New York, USA, passed away on Wednesday, 15th December 2021 in New York at the age of 57. He was the brother of Kenesha Canning in Grenada and Rory Robinson in New York, Hermelin Belfon Charles, Lindley Belfon Samuelson, all in the USA, and Gemma Belfon Jeffrey, formerly Gemma Diali in Grenada, grandfather of Michaela Londell Canning, uncle of Curtis Belfon in the USA, Marius Diali in Canada, Casita Charles Bowie, Claudia Charles Sardine, Rosita Joseph, Charmaine Samuelson, all in the USA, Marita Diali Watson, and Melissa Diali in Canada, great-grandfather of many. brother-in-law of Lorna Belfon, Damien Charles, and Ronald Jeffrey. Other relatives and close friends, including the Belfon family in Grenada and New York, the Williams and Robinson families, Raphael Frederick, Tommy Wildman, Hilda Cord, Dwight, Frankie, Gloria, Pressa, the staff of Mary Star of the Sea Catholic Charities in New York, and friends and neighbors of Mount William, Duquesne, and surrounding areas. Many other relatives and friends too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late John Kennedy Belfon of Mount William St. Patrick, who resided in Brooklyn, New York, USA, will be held on Thursday, 13th January, and interment on Friday, 14th January in the USA. Arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Magdalene Constance Buckmeyer, also known as Granny, of Upper Capitol, Birch Grove, St. Andrew, passed away on Sunday, 9th January 2022, at the age of 83. The funeral arrangements for the late Magdalene Constance Buckmeyer, also known as Granny, of Upper Capitol, Birch Grove, St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Aloysius Cyrus Lazarus, also known as Big Si of Telescope St. Andrew, died on Monday the 3rd of January at the age of 67. We'll have funeral arrangements for the late Aloysius Cyrus Lazarus, also known as Big Si of Telescope St. Andrew, in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Roll Christopher Maureen, also known as Bowie, and Barbell of La Femme St. David, who resided at Mardi Gras St. George, died on Friday the 7th of January at the age of 56. We'll have funeral arrangements for the late Roll Christopher Maureen of La Femme St. David, who resided in Mardi Gras St. George, in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. George Emmanuel Nyack, also known as Georgie, of Fort Judy, St. George, a well-known taxi driver, died on Thursday the 23rd of December at the age of 72. We'll have funeral arrangements for the late George Emmanuel Nyack of Fort Judy, St. George, in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Joan Elizabeth Ventu, also known as Auntie Joan of Birch Grove St. Andrew, proprietor of St. Andrew's Pharmacy and Justice of the Peace, died on Saturday the 9th of January at the age of 77. We'll have funeral arrangements for the late Joan Elizabeth Ventu of Birch Grove St. Andrew in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Colleen Sherilyn Peters, also known as Chiney of Paddock, who resided in Montu, St. George, died on Thursday, the 30th of December 2021, at the age of 45. We'll have funeral arrangements for the late Colleen Cheryl Peters, also known as Chiney of Paddock, in a subsequent broadcast.
Jermaine and Patricia Francis Noel, also known as Sister G, of Vendham St. George, who resided at Caruth St. Andrew, passed away on Friday, 7th January 2022, at the age of 91. The funeral arrangements for the late Jermaine and Patricia Francis Noel, also known as Sister G, of Vendham St. George, who resided at Caruth St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Laventon David Edwards, also known as Flevy and Elbow Grease, of New Hampshire St. George, died on November 29, 2021 in Brooklyn, New York, USA, at the age of 74. The funeral arrangements for the late Laventon David Edwards, also known as Flevy and Elbow Grease, of New Hampshire St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Joseph Findlay Tavernier, also known as Jojo, Moyi, and One Love, of Edward Street, Grove, St. John, passed away on Friday, December 31st, 2021, at the age of 70. The funeral arrangements for the late Joseph Findlay Tavernier, also known as Jojo, Moye, and One Love, of Edward Street, Grove St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Teresa Velda Fleury, also known as Mama, and Velda Alexis, of Prospect Hall, Carriacou, passed away on Tuesday, 7th December 2021, at the age of 80. The funeral arrangements for the late Teresa Velda Fleury, also known as Mama, and Velda Alexis of Prospect Hall, Carriacou, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.
The Bible, this book, familiar to every person on the face of the earth today, gives us directions for our life. When death comes, there is great sorrow to the family and friends and loved ones of the one that has passed on. But if we put our trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and we follow the instructions of this book, we know we will meet again. We don't take it lightly. We don't take it for granted. There must be a decision, because without a decision, the decision is made to be separated from God. So put your trust in the Lord. Believe. The thief on the cross said, Lord, consider me. And Jesus said, today you would be with me this very hour. And they died together. So put your trust in the Lord, and God bless you during your time of grief and bereavement. Put your trust in the Lord.
Less talk, more power.
Walk. Yes, everything.
See the miracle.
Evidence of metastatic prostate cancer. Cancer free here. No cancer. Here's the last one. Clap your hands to the Lord.